Good morning, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So today, I just finished watching all the Saw movies. I went through a whole marathon. I looked at all the Saw movies. Today, we're going to be ranking them using a tier list. So this video was suggested by CJ Gamer 2008. So thank you for recommending this. So today, we're going to be doing a tier list video of all the Saw movies from it sucks, meh, okay, good, and amazing. Just to keep in mind, these are my opinions. But yeah, so we're gonna be ranking them. So we gotta start out with the first Saw movie, which is just called Saw. It's not bad. How can you not actually put Saw in the amazing category? Not only is it just a great Saw movie, but it's also a great just movie in general. There's a lot to love about it. Not everything, like, it's not a perfect movie. But a lot of the other movies are definitely not as good as this one. But I still think it's pretty good. It's a decent movie. The gore is pretty good. I think it definitely sets itself up to be a very good standalone movie, like where you can just watch it, kind of be okay with it, and not have to watch the rest. It's a pretty good movie. If you haven't seen it before, please go watch it. It's such a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. Not everything canonically makes sense in the timeline. There's a lot of plot holes in it. But generally speaking, it's a very, very, very good movie. So now we're gonna go into Saw 2. Now Saw 2, I watched Saw 2 and the first time I watched it, I thought it was pretty good. Thinking about it now, it's not amazing, okay? So it's not gonna go in the amazing category, but I don't think it's a bad movie again. Saw 2 is just it's a bit hard to say what it is. It's such a strange movie. The only thing I really like about Saw 2 is Eric Matthews. Eric Matthews is probably like one of my top 3 characters of the whole series. Probably one of my favorite detectives, at least, of the movie. The nerve gas house, it is pretty cool, but the characters are terrible, they're garbage, they're throwaway, and I care nothing about them. And I get that's kind of like the whole purpose, you know, is to not care about the characters so that when they die, you know, they feel like they deserve it, which maybe that kind of ties into like the whole message of Jigsaw. But the characters for me just came off as annoying, and the deaths weren't really that creative. The whole idea of being trapped in a nerve gas house, they could have a lot of potential with that. But the characters are so stupid and forgettable, they die for the stupidest reasons. And then there's many plot holes in this movie, like how Jigsaw just knew how to plan how the one guy, I forget his name, see, I can't even remember their names, but the one guy is chasing them through the house with like a knife trying to kill Amanda and Eric Matthews' son, right? And Jigsaw had to plan that they weren't gonna die from that. And to me, that's like movie logic. And I get that's like, oh, you know, movie magic or whatever, like that's the whole point. But when they're trying to create a movie, especially like Saw, where it's like, this could happen in real life, there could be people that did do this kind of things, the predictability, and I get that the whole thing, like Jigsaw is a mastermind, right? He's one of the smartest, like in the movie, he's probably the smartest person alive. And I get that he's good at planning. But the thing is, he had to plan for everything to take place. How they knew they were gonna run to the bathroom, how he knew he was gonna follow them, and how Eric Matthews' son was gonna beat him up with a toilet tank. And to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because like the amount of planning, and how do they even know that he wasn't just gonna kill everybody in the nerve gas house? That would defeat like the whole purpose of the movie. And generally speaking, the traps are pretty lame in this movie. The only redeemable one is the Venus flytrap. That's a really good trap, really good kill. And every time I like watching the Saw movies, I really like thinking about how you can beat them. This movie is definitely, there's a lot of times where you think about that, but it's so blatantly obvious. Like literally one time you can beat a trap just by unlocking the box because there's a key already in the thing. And it's like, bro, like that's not interesting. Seeing that person die, it just makes, like, did they not look? And yeah, you might think, oh, you know, nerve gas, that's with their head. But like, really? So I'm gonna put Saw 2. Saw 2 is okay. It's not good, but it's not amazing. So now we got Saw 3. Saw 3 has Slow Jeff, Jeff is definitely a throwaway character, not a very good character at all. I think the trap plot, it's pretty good. I do like the trap plots where it's like one guy and he goes through, and there are definitely better ones, and I'll make sure to bring those up when I cover the other movies. Saw 3 has a pretty good trap line. The ending is pretty good. You know, John Kramer dies. I probably should have put spoiler alert, but John Kramer dies. It's a pretty good ending to it, I'd say. It definitely kind of tightly wraps up it ties up the if you're only counting these by Saw 1, 2, and 3, wrapping it up as a trilogy, it's not a bad trilogy. Saw 3 is definitely it's not as forgettable as Saw 2. I definitely think that watching Jeff just kind of pace around really slowly for like 30 minutes straight is not interesting. The traps are interesting, but he's stupid and he's slow, and I get that, you know, maybe deep down, you know, Jeff is like thinking like, hey, you know, all these people led to my son's killer not serving enough time in jail. And I can understand that, but he's trying to help, but he's so slow, he's not able to do it. And in the end, you know, his wife dies and then he dies. So it's a weird ending to it. It doesn't make any sense if you haven't seen the rest of the movies. Saw 3, though, I think it is better than Saw 2. I'm gonna put Saw 3, we'll put it on the good category. It's not a bad movie. Now we have Saw 4, so if you don't know, spoiler alert, Saw 3 and 4 take place at the same time, which is a good twist. I do like the twist. This is the first that Mark Hoffman like kind of takes control of the situation. Saw 4 is, relatively speaking, it's not bad. I do think that a lot that Detective Rigg had to go through, I think a lot of the kills are good. There are good kills in this movie, but the trap plot is weird. Obviously it takes place at the same time. We do get introduced to Strom and Carrie, or not Carrie, I forget her name, or Perez. We get introduced to Strom and Perez, and their characters, I really like them. They're not bad. Saw 4, in my opinion, isn't nearly as good as Saw 3. In my opinion, Saw 4 is more of a meh. It's more of a meh movie for me. I don't really have any positive opinions about it. The only positive opinion is that the kills are great. Maybe at the end I'll like switch up the orders and stuff like that. Okay, so now we have Saw 5, and Saw 5 is awesome. Mark Hoffman in this movie is a total badass. I mean, this guy is just amazing. Hoffman is such an interesting character to me. He's probably one of my favorite characters in the whole series. He's such a good character. The traps he set up are unfair. There's a lot of twists in this movie. Generally speaking, the plot, the trap plot is pretty good. I think that having all those 5 people and realizing that, you know, they could have worked together instead of fighting each other, that's a good twist. Again, that kind of works like how it did in Saw 2. But in that one, you know, that was a bit more, in Saw 2, the characters were just pretty forgettable. I think the characters in Saw 5, in the main trap plot line, pretty good. I can recognize them, at least somewhat. I think a lot of the kills are good, apart from the one kill in the trap plot line where the girl gets her head decapitated off it's not really like a reverse guillotine. It's not good, but it's a little hard to notice because it happens pretty quickly. If you go frame by frame, it looks terrible. It's not good. Saw 5, I think there's a lot of good, I think there's a lot of bad. So for me, I'm gonna put Saw 5 just because of Hoffman. I'm gonna put it in pretty good. So Saw 5, good job. Okay, so now we have Saw 6. Saw 6 is also a decent movie too. There's a lot of twists and turns in it. It's a lot more about, to me, Saw 6 is more about uncovering like other like past plot holes, and I think they do a pretty good job at, you know, kind of fixing it up. For me, Saw 6 is just pretty forgettable in my opinion. I do like the twists and stuff like that. The main trap plot line with him going through the zoo, really good. The shotgun carousel, the one where they're being hung by the barbed wire, all of those kills are pretty memorable. For me though, I'm not gonna say it sucks, but Saw 6 is more of a, it's an okay. I think I'm just gonna put it in meh though, because it's not amazing. Okay, so now we have Saw the Final Chapter. Pretty unpopular opinion here. I really liked Saw the Final Chapter. I really do. I think it's a pretty good movie. I think a lot of the kills are good. You know, we actually get to see the reverse bear trap in action, and it's so cool. It is a little annoying with the 3D and stuff like that. You know, a lot of stuff's like literally in your face, and it's like, dude, like it's so weird watching it not on a 3D TV and not actually being able to see it pop. I'm sure that'd be cool, but it doesn't really add anything to it. Because most of the shots are like this, like, whoa, I'm coming to get you. It's like popping out to get you. It's kind of like the same as Friday the 13th Part 3, or a lot of the other movies where it's like Jaws 3D or something like that, where they'll change the third title to be in 3D. A lot of those movies have the same shots where it's like, whoa, it's in your face. This movie had some of it, but it wasn't a lot. And Saw Final Chapter, I don't like calling it Saw 3, Saw 7, whatever you want to call it. Not a bad movie. Generally speaking, I really want to hate this movie, because a lot of the gore and it's a lot of CGI, and if I really like a good practical effects. That's why I love Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead so much, because all the effects are practical and they look good. Like in this movie, a lot of it's CGI. It does look a little crappy. I want to put it in it sucks, because that's what everybody else would put it at. But for me, Saw 7 is definitely a meh for me. It's good, but it's not that good. So we're gonna put it in meh. Now we have Jigsaw, and I don't like Jigsaw. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like this movie at all. The fact that like they basically retconned a lot of the older movies' plot, how like Saw 5 and 6 kind of covered up the plot holes. This one basically took one of those giant mechanical scoopers and basically dug a huge hole into the earth. Spoiler alert, this one takes place all before the movies. Logan is a terrible character. I do not like them. I don't like any of the characters in this movie. Too many plot holes. The kills are good, but that's not enough for me to redeem this movie. I do not like Jigsaw. Jigsaw is not a good movie. Now we have Spiral, and I'm just gonna be honest here. I haven't seen Spiral, so I'm not gonna rank it. I haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna rank it. There's no point for me to rank it if I've never seen it before, and I have never seen it. Maybe I'll update or post in the comments what I think about it. But for right now, Spiral, I'm not gonna put it on there. So we have Saw 1 and amazing, Saw 3 and 5 and good. We have Saw 2 and okay. We have Saw 4, Saw 6, and Saw 7 and meh. And then we have Jigsaw in last place. I don't know if I want to change any of these. I do think Saw 5 is a really good movie for me. I really do like Saw 5. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put Saw... For me, I'm gonna put Saw 6. I'm gonna put Saw 6 in okay, because I don't think it's bad. And I'm gonna put Saw... I think I'm gonna put Saw 4 in sucks, because I really don't like. Again, I don't think it's a bad movie, but it's just not my favorite. Hoffman is cool, but he barely has a role in this one. A good twist. But yeah, I think that's pretty much my Saw tier list. Yeah, anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see more tier list videos like these, make sure you leave a comment, like the video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I don't really have any other content planned for the rest of the day. For a good majority of time. So let me know. If not, I'm probably just gonna go back to doing Reddit videos. Maybe I'll make more in-depth reviews of Saw if you guys want to see that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Justin or PPJ. Thank you for the support on #quarantine. Sorry it took me so long to edit it. But yeah, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Justin or PPJ, and as always, have a great day. Peace.